Hello and welcome. It is Leo Ploner with Industrial Ethernet Book Magazine here at SPS trade show in Nuremberg, Germany. SPS celebrates its 30th edition this year. Quite an amazing success story. It all started as a small regional automation show in Sindelfingen, Germany back in 1989. I believe 63 exhibitors back then, and it has now grown to, I think this year it's around 1,600 companies presenting their solutions here, and SPS has certainly evolved to become one of the, or maybe even the major industry automation event worldwide. On the technological side, what was hot, what was not. A couple of things. Edge computing, edge data processing, that's quite a big issue all around the show here. Another thing still very relevant, and we saw and read about it a lot in the past years, is TSN, time-sensitive networking. As of today, we have a number of dedicated industrial Ethernet protocols like Profinet or Ethernet IP or EtherCAT that achieve this. But TSN is, the promise behind TSN is to have an open, vendor-neutral standard for an industrial deterministic Ethernet. Sounds very good, has created a lot of buzz over the years. Problem is that the whole TSN specification set is, as of now, still not completed and not published. So we see quite a few products labeled as TSN ready, but nobody knows exactly what TSN will look like in the end. Other hot and upcoming topics here at the SPS show, one of that would certainly be 5G. 5G, the next mobile communication standard, which is being rolled out right now and which does promise interesting opportunities for industrial communications, because 5G promises to enable wireless communication with extremely short latency. So very real-time communications enabled through 5G, which could be interesting for automation, especially when we think about mobile equipment on the factory floor. Automated guided vehicles, cobots, robots moving around. In Germany, the government has set apart a certain slice of the available spectrum for industrial use, because naturally the vast majority of 5G use cases will be in the consumer areas. Our next generation cell phones will benefit from these very much higher data rates that have become possible with 5G, but a certain range of the spectrum has been set aside specifically for industrial use. So that's something we may see in the future, a factory with its own proprietary 5G network, and it will be interesting to watch what use cases develop from these possibilities. SPS is, of course, not just a showcase for the future technologies, for the things to come in factory automation and factory communication networks. It also shows the progress that the industry makes year over year with new solutions to new and old challenges. I think it was good to see that the whole issue of cybersecurity was more of a focus this year. Of course, cybersecurity has always been an issue. Whenever you have networks and data exchange, you want to keep it protected and secure. But this year, it was clearly more of a focus for many vendors, guys like Siemens or Phoenix Contact, who featured it quite prominently on their exhibition stands. And one nice example for this was Moxa, who presented a compact, small security device. You could call it a firewall for the cell level of the factory. Compact, easy to install. They built this together with Trend Micro, antivirus cybersecurity experts and very well known. So they provide virus and threat definitions, and then this little box filters traffic accordingly. There's another example that would be Red Line Controls. They presented a new Ethernet switch. It's a layer-free switch, huge port count and port flexibility, so you can run it with fiber or copper. A very comprehensive suite of management functions. I mentioned before, it's a layer-free switch. So really one of these high-power Ethernet switches that you expect from the IT world, but in a ruggedized housing that can withstand the industrial environment. Or yet another example, Labkabel presented a very compact 4-port Ethernet switch, one of the smallest switches that I have seen so far, and this trend to miniaturization in switches, of course, has to do with the limited space in control cabinets. When you build a machine, you have a control cabinet, and space in that cabinet is rare and precious. Nice example of the incremental innovations that we see in the automation industry every year. SPS was again both a showcase for the future technologies that will shape the automation industry in a few years from now, and also a showcase for the innovations that happen year after year that make industrial network equipment smaller, faster, more reliable, and to this end help to make production processes faster, more reliable, more cost-effective. We're already looking forward to SPS again next year. In the meantime, if you want to stay on top of what's going on in the automation network scene, in the automation industry, read Industrial Ethernet book magazine and check out www.iebmedia.com for the latest updates.